Hi, my name's Paul O'Brien and I'm going to take you through a quick demo of the Lucidity 365 Clientless RDP platform. So this is a technology we've built into our Lucidity 365 workspace. So what it essentially means is that we can take existing remote desktop systems, whether they're located in your office or Azure or wherever they may be, and we can publish them out to your users securely in a browser tab through the workspace. That means that you don't have to have users trying to make remote desktop connections and have to have VPN clients and all that kind of complex stuff. It also means that the solution's a lot more secure because it's secured behind your Office 365 login, which should have multi-factor authentication on it. So basically, instead of trying to publish remote desktop platform out of your own office with your own firewall and with all the gotchas that can come with that kind of solution, we make a connection between our firewalls and your firewalls, and that allows our system into your remote desktop gateways, and then we present those desktop applications out through browser tabs in the Lucidity 365 application. So it's super simple for your client, your users, to access the client from home. They just literally click an icons on their desktop and we securely launch a remote desktop session. So a few other bits and pieces here. We've built in a solution that allows you to transfer files up and down to the desktop, and also handle a remote printing situation as well. So with a lot of users having to work from home at the moment that might have a printer plugged in, we've got a solution here so they can just carry on, log into their applications and push the print jobs down to their local printer. Right, so quick diagram here of how that works. So in your office at the moment, you've likely got remote desktop servers, database servers, AD, and you've got people that are working internally here, and then you might have a way of presenting those connections out to home users, but quite often you're probably using things like a VPN or other kind of ways to provide a secure connection between your users and the platform. So what we do here, this is we create a connection between your firewall and our platform that's secure, so that the traffic going over here is encrypted and you don't have to open up your environment to anyone else. And then your users then connect in through the Lucidity 365 desktop. They click on an icon and that just launches another page in their web browser, and they can see the whole remote desktop through there. It's fast and it's easy, and that's how it works. So what I'm going to do now is give you a bit of a demo of that in action. So here is a Lucidity 365 desktop environment here with all sorts of different applications and icons. What I'm going to do as an administrator, I'm going to come in here into the settings area, and down here is Clientless RDP. So what we do is we set you up a gateway connection. This is our main gateway here, which is a cluster of gateway services here in New Zealand. And if I click on that and open it, I can see all the different types of connections that we've got and that we can set up. But what I'm going to do here for this demo is just create a new connection. So I have a demo app server here that's actually running in Microsoft Azure, but it'll give you I guess an example of what it would be like if we connected back to a remote desktop in your solution in your office. I'm just going to give this connection a name, call it the test connection. Now we can set a few other bits and pieces here. We can specifically launch a particular app on your server. So for example, rather than publishing a whole desktop, we can just publish an application, and I'll show you that in a minute. But that's really all we need to do to get going. So basically this is where your current RDP platform lives, and as I say, we set up a secure connection between our gateways and you, and we click done on that. So once we've got the connection defined in here, we should see it down here in our list of connections. There's our new one there on this demo app 1. Right, so I can go and present that to users. So I'll click in the App Store here and we'll build a new application, Clientless RDP application, and here we'll see the gateway and all the connections we've defined. So I'm just going to click on this test connection here that we've just set up, and we'll call that the test desktop, for example. We can give that a color if we want to, or just keep the icon as it is now. Right, so once I've created that application, I can now come back here to my main desktop, and we can come and add that to our workspace. So I'm going to click on Edit My Workspace here. I'm going to go and add an application, and we should now have our test desktop here. Add that in. Right, I'm going to save that. Now we're going to connect. So when I click on that icon, the very first time it's going to ask if we want to create a new credential object. So these are the details that you use to sign into that remote desktop on your premises at the moment, which might be different to your Office 365 login, hence why you get prompted here to have an option as to which credentials you use. But I've already got a user just logged into this test server here, so I'm just going to pick that one there and go use credential. And then this will launch another browser tab, and this is going to create a remote desktop connection through. So as you see, it's super fast. This is now the remote desktop that's running in Azure, and it's running in a browser tab here beside my Lucidity 365 workspace here. So I launched a desktop just so you can kind of see all the different things in action here. We've got this drive on Clientless RDP. So this is a way of getting files between your platform and this platform. I'll do a quick demo here. What you can do if you want to get a file up into the environment here, I've just got a little PowerPoint presentation here, is you drag it onto the workspace, and by doing that, it will transfer that file up into the remote desktop session. So that's telling you that the file's transferred, and if I come and refresh this window here, I'll now see that PowerPoint presentation that I've uploaded to the remote desktop server. So that's a really quick and easy way of getting files back and forward from here. Obviously we can turn that off if your company doesn't want that ability, but it's something that's quite often tricky to set up securely with a remote desktop connection. The other thing we've got here is remote desktop printing, which if I just here click on, actually we'll just do this from an application. So I'm going to launch an application here. This is a Credo Mercury, which is a Windows Finance application. Opening that up there, probably hasn't been open for a while. This is just, as I say, a low-cost test machine at Azure just to test this concept. Right, so here we are. Here's an application. I'll come into here. Don't really know how this application works, but I think I can print a record by clicking that button here. Right, so we'll choose to print to the printer, and when we pick a printer here now, we've got this Clientless RDP printer, which is an automatic printer that gets added to the session. And when we click on that printer and run this print job, what that does is it actually creates a PDF document and downloads it. So I can just launch that file now on my local computer in a separate browser tab again, and then I can just choose print here to print to my local printer that's plugged into my computer, nice and easy. At any time we can switch back to our Lucidity 365 applications, and we can have other Windows applications in here as well. So as I said before, we can either choose to have an entire desktop published, or we can just publish an application full screen. That's just some of the options and settings that we can do, so you don't necessarily get a start menu and that kind of thing, which might suit if your business has just got one particular application they want to access and you don't really want to expose all the other bits and pieces to your users. So that's a really quick demo of the Lucidity 365 Clientless RDP solution that connects back to your on-premise RDP platform and publishes it securely over the web. Thanks for watching.